Buddy. So here we have this is a seam 120 mil, but it essentially works the exact same way as the 85 mil floor model. Just a quick little tour of this thing. So you got a head stock and the tail stock. The tail stock moves very easily. You got the cradle. This is where you'll mount your Bunsen burner or cradle burner or your torch stand. Here I've got a blast shield torch stand. Thing is fantastic, moves super smooth. I can position it wherever I want really easily. Let's see what else. So when you get this, let me move this back here. All right, so now when you get this, it's going to be on a pallet. So you'll bring it into your studio, hoist one side up, pull the pallet out, lift it back down, lift the other side up, pull the pallet out, lift it back down. Now, down here is where we have the motor. There's a little plate down here for you to mount the motor on. And you have the speed control box. A little better look at that. Now the speed control, essentially this just amps up the amount of electricity and makes it spin faster. You've got forward, reverse, just makes it spin one way or the other. And your on-off switches, fuse. Very simple insides here. On the side, we have the, this is where the belt goes inside here. This is just a big guard for it. I don't feel like taking it off right now, but so when you get it, the motor, so when you get this thing, the motor and the control box, they're already going to be wired together, ready to rock and roll, and they're going to be mounted down here on the pallet. So all you have to do is take the motor and mount it on this bar here, or on this plate. Make sure that it's, there's some wiggle room, the way the bolt holes are set up, so you can adjust it so that the belt will fit on. Make sure that fits on properly before you get it locked down. And then just 2 bolts to put the speed control in. And once you have the motor, speed control, and the belt on, you just have to plug it in, turn it on, and it's ready to rock and roll. Now, each one of these chucks has a lock pin right here. You unscrew this just a little bit, and that should free it up so that you can open the chuck and remove your glass or whatever. He did send me 2 of these alignment rods, or precision aluminum rods. If you get those, what you'll do is you'll chuck them up and you'll bring them together. Yeah, and you'll bring these together and you'll be able to see how well your lathe is aligned. So this, after I made some small adjustments, you can see that it's off by, oh God, I want to say a 1/2 millimeter, maybe 1/2 millimeter off, which I can work with that. But if they were way off, I would have to align it. And aligning it's super simple. There's just these 4 bolts here in the tail stock and the same in the head stock. And you loosen these, give it a little tap until it's lined up properly, and then just tighten them back up. And that's it. Doesn't get simpler than that for aligning it. The only real big piece of maintenance is on these tracks here, here. You want to make sure that these stay lubed up with 3-in-1 oil all the time. You're going to put a little 3-in-1 oil in that puppy right there, and a little bit right in there. ever so often. You want to keep that part lubed up there, but you always want to make sure these are lubed up. When you first get it and you're cranking this back and forth, it's going to feel it's going to be a little stiff. And also opening these up, they're going to be a little stiff at first, but you just want to make sure you lube it up there and you fully open and fully close them a couple times, and they'll really loosen up. And when you actually chuck up some glass, you bring it down nice and tight, but not too tight. And then you bring this finger tight. That'll lock this in place so it won't open up. And now your glass is locked in place. And that's pretty much it. They do send one of these bars here that locks in here, and they send you one of these little blow hose swivel. Add a second swivel, and now you've got your blow hose attachment set up, ready to rock and roll. I do suggest getting from Mountain Glass or wherever they have a switch for the blow hose. You mount it right here or wherever, and it has two blow hoses coming in and a little selector so that you can select your airs going into one side, both of them, or the other. It's really handy because you will immediately find yourself in a situation where you got your blow hose set up there, but all of a sudden, crap, I need a blow hose set up in that one too. Let's see, what else? Oh, they do send you this, which is nice. It's a box of tools. So they'll send you several Allen wrenches that are sized for the exact Allen wrench size you need here. They send you two of these, which are sized. There's only 4 sizes of bolt on this whole thing, which is great. And they send you extra chucks. These chucks are super easy to take in and out. All you got to do, loosen the lock pin, open this all the way up. These will slide all the way to the top so you can just pull them right out. And then you just slide the chuck in there. So when you do that, you'll see a gap here. Like there's a spiral piece that goes around this, and when you open it, you'll be able to see the gap right there. So you line that gap up, drop this in, let it catch, and then go to the next one. And you'll be able to tell if they're all come in at the same rate because, you'll be able to see if they all come together when you bring them down. Your second pair of chucks, though, as you can see, is smaller. So they send 2 different sizes of chuck, which is very convenient. Sometimes, you only need this little bit to grab onto the glass. Sometimes you want a really big chuck to grab onto the glass. And they all have threads in them here, so you can put threaded attachments in there to hold on to joints and whatnot when you're making attachments to rigs or building out larger pieces or doing scientific stuff. But I believe that is about it. The only things I would check with this is the wiring. Here on the bottom of the control box is where the power comes in and the power goes out to the motor. You want to check these. I'll flip this around a little bit. You want to take this off real quick, and you just want to make sure that every wire's been stripped properly and that they're in there properly. Same with the motor. We come in here, we had to take the control thing off, and we just wire nutted them in place. I don't suggest that. Use the pin system that's in there. Little metal couplers that come with it if you can. But we had a problem with the wires being improperly stripped and destroyed that were coming from the motor. So just give that a little quick once over. I haven't heard of anybody else having that problem with the motors being wired all shitty, but you never know. So I guess that about wraps it up, bud. If you got any more questions, shoot me a line.